Hey everyone. It is J and A today. You haven't heard us together in a little while, and also we haven't recorded in a little while. So I said to Leash, I think they miss us. I think they
I
must.
miss, I mean, I would say I miss them, but I think it's that I miss you. I miss talking
You
with
miss
you.
us. You miss us. We miss us. Hi everyone.
Hello, hello, hello. Hopefully they've been
Um,
enjoying the interviews though. I think they have.
I think so too. I think, they hear us all the time, and we've just been so in August, Alicia was a lot like away and I was home. I had nothing planned. I was like, okay, this is my perfect time to interview random people. I've been like wanting to talk to people. Summer's a good time because people aren't regular schedule. Interviewing people at night can be very like exhausting. Like it's a lot when we like, you know what I mean? So I just like crushed it. It's like a lot. Bang, 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 bang. There's so much coming as well.
We have never doubted your talking abilities ever.
I feel like, okay, so far they've listened to Cindy, André Claude, and Christine. Um, there is one more coming, Dr. Adèle Leblanc, who's coming, who's also a member. I think that that's gonna. I just love the like complexity, la complicité, how they're all different. What would be the word? Complexity. Just let's go with it. Just go with it. It sounds right to me.
It's definitely not. It's not that word, but I can't think of the word that it would be.
Complicité en français. I don't know what it would be en anglais.
Okay. Diversity,
Um, Diversity, love it,
how
love it.
diverse they are.
How diverse. Did you listen to all of them?
Didn't.
Didn't. You really
Should
should
I
listen.
have lied? Should I have lied?
No, it's fine. It's fine. But I do believe that there is value in, just because of your role at Your Weight Loss, to listen to, don't listen to Cindy because it's en français and you'll find it like a lot. Because she's vraiment français, like she's very French. But Christine and André Claude, I think he'll be like shocked about their like history
Okay.
of like what they used to do, and also like how they like landed at Your Weight Loss. It's not the typical way. It's like I thought this was another fad. I thought this was like just like I was just like following my friends. Know what I mean? And so it's always interesting to hear kind of their first few weeks at Your Weight Loss.
I do think I know that we still get people through the door that are like, Kate, signing up for my next diet. And then we're like, this isn't a diet.
Yeah, no, 1,000,000%. I think that they also don't expect the deepness or the like the content just like blows their mind almost like the first few days. Like Kristen was like literally the first 48 hours. I was like, oh wow, okay. This is very different. This is actually what I've been looking for. Actually, we've had a few people, I feel like a lot of people think that, but they don't like write it out and tell us. But I've had like a few say like this has been like what I've been looking for, but didn't know it existed
Yeah.
almost. And I think that many women would feel that same way. Um, what have you been up to? The kids are at
Oh,
school, you guys.
the kids are at school. We just got everyone off to school yesterday, day one. That felt really good. I'm just really settling in back into routine. Like Jose said, I was away a ton in August and we were just like camping and traveling and the kids were home. And I'm just like so grateful for sitting at my desk.
Yeah, no, 1,000,000%.
Oh,
Yeah,
love
agreed.
it.
Hitting that list, you know what I mean? And like being
Oh,
so productive. I love it so much.
what have you been up to?
I don't know. Like I've been up to like talking, like guys behind the
Talking?
scenes, I've been talking. I've been just really focused on like there's so much that I've been focused on when it comes to your weight loss, but it's like it's really digging deep into why we do what we do, the difference I want to make. And I just want to be very vulnerable with our people listening on our podcast, because these are the people that are like kind of in the ins. They know a lot about J&A. They typically do know a lot more than the person maybe that does not listen to a podcast. But guys, we have our show coming up. We have our tour coming up. Actually, as this podcast comes out, we're actually like tour starting. So this is going to come out September 18th, but it really like there's a lot happening in the back of like what we do in our mission. So when I'm thinking of tour is to be able to connect with our community, like and to connect with our members, but also the other ones that are close by and that we have close access to. I mean, the dream would be a freaking world tour. We're like Taylor Swift.
That seems reasonable. I like that for us.
Yeah, it seems easy.
Yeah.
What she's accomplished seems really easy. But yeah, no, just connecting with people. Like I really, that's why I started the, the interviews, and I really am taking in any type of connection that I can get. That's like one of my goals. It's just connections, talking to people. I even have that as like a daily thing. Like, did I do anything that is mission focused? Did I talk to someone that is mission focused? It doesn't have to be like I created whatever, but if every single day I have my check mark of I did something towards what my mission is and what my vision is of our business, I get closer for sure.
Exactly.
Yeah. So like just today, I sent 2 emails out to 2 people I wanted to talk to, whatever, already got a response. This guy's like ready to talk today. So I'm like,
really?
Yeah, I was like, oh my gosh. Because I'm like, I want to talk, like basically found this person on the internet and was like, wow, like I really connect with your words and whatever. So just sent him an email through finding his email and being like blown away by your content was the subject, and just like never really found anyone that really like digs deep into beliefs. So right now I'm really into digging into beliefs, you guys, because we realize that what we're trying to do at Your Weight Loss, Alicia and I, and our mission is really to shift our culture, shift our beliefs within our culture. That is a massive job, task. What's the word I'm looking for?
Mission.
Mission. Yeah. It's
task.
Yeah. Goal.
And yeah, and we've always felt like there was like this disconnect. There was like this gap between the service that we're providing for you to change your life and what people think they actually need to change their life. Yeah. And there's always this gap, and the gap is our belief system around that. Yeah. And so we have some work to do.
Yeah, we do have some work to do. And when I really dig deep, so I've spoken to a few people that recommend certain things. So I'm like, okay, I'm going into this. And it was basically like the Simon Sinek, why you do what you do, basically, and how that's so important that people understand why you do what you do, and not exactly what you do, but just why you do it. And I think that, we've been so transparent as to why we do what we do. Both Alicia and I have a massive why we want to help women accomplish what we've accomplished, because it's like literally changed our lives. It's shaped our future. It's been everything, And so like for me, when it comes back to like Jose, why she's doing what she's doing is because I want women to know that, this success or weight loss or whatever, the life that they want is accessible to them. And that is a belief right now that is really, really, it's so like, I'm always like, and why do people say that? Instead of just being like, I was talking to someone and they said, people just want, weight loss to just be quick. They want it to be over with. And I'm like, why do they want that? We have to like understand. Let's not just say like, oh, that's just how people are. No, why are people just like that? And then I like basically said, okay, because they don't want to do what they need to do for a long period of time. Why? Because what they do, they don't like, Why? Why do they do these things that they don't like? Why do they? Because they think that that's what they have to do. And I was listening to that monsieur that I'm going to talk to today, and his TED Talk, and it was literally about how you can listen to so many TED Talks and understand and actually accept what the person says. Like, I accept what you're saying. I believe what you're saying. I agree. You can agree with someone, but for you to literally change your own behaviors for you to help that vision or to help that mission is another thing. Like I can believe in global warming. Am I doing anything on my end to fix global warming or that mission to, I can believe it, I can accept it, I can understand it, but do I actually behave in a way that helps this cause? No, or maybe I will, maybe the next car will be, you know what I mean? But what are we doing? And it's the same for this. We know what we're capable of. Like we know, I think that we know fact, like I could wake up and go for a walk. Like, and so
when you say we, do you mean you and I, or do you mean society?
Society. I think that society does know what they're capable of. Go for it.
No, I feel the same way. And I think if I can connect it to how I was feeling literally before I joined Your Way Weight Loss, was I knew I was capable of more. And I knew I was capable. Here's what was happening in my brain, guys, is that thought would come in my brain and I would push the thought away. I didn't let it come in because maybe I wasn't ready, or maybe I just maybe my beliefs connected to what I was going to have to do to accomplish that. But I was pushing it away. So, if you guys are listening and you're connecting with that, if I can encourage you to let it in, let that thought in and ask yourself the same questions that Jose just asked. Why?
Yeah.
Like, why do you think that you can be more? Why do you think you're not doing these things? And asking yourself why, you might unpack what's actually going on in there.
And like, what's holding you back? Because, why don't people change their behaviors despite knowing better? Like,
such a good question.
Like, better, you know what could be done. It's like, why don't people, well, first of all, from just me going into the rabbit hole of this whole thing, okay, is like, tons of people know better than not smoking. Like, tons of people still smoke and they know better, and it really is, it comes down to desire. It comes down to, I desire this over this. So they know better, but they desire the cigarette more, or they desire that feeling more. And desire is very particular, because you cannot make someone else, you can't make someone desire something. Like, it really needs to come within. So then it's like, okay, but how do you change your desires? Like, how do you manage that? How do you, and so what he was saying, I'm really basically just talking about him. What he was saying was, the difference between, a fact and the truth, but also basically you think fact and truth is the same thing. Not really. A fact is a fact. So like, it's true. It's like calorie deficit fact, right? Now, if let's say, this is the example I get. So basically it's like, I can't lose weight. I can't lose weight. Let's just stop there. Or even, I can't lose weight if I eat at night. Let's just even make it even more specific. But just someone that really truly believes their truth for them is that they cannot lose weight. Okay. That is not a fact. You made that shit up. No one was like, you are not, like, no one gave you a piece of paper with that label or that truth. That is not a fact. Yes, you can lose weight, not a fact, but it is your truth. So your truth is really what you truly believe about yourself. So that's why that link, you're like, what's that gap? The gap of what's stopping us from changing our behaviors when we know better, when despite knowing better, why don't we change our behaviors, is because the truth that we hold against ourselves or about ourselves and believe about ourselves is like so strong. So like, I probably believe that I can't really do anything for global warming.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, as
exactly.
in like, I can't do anything.
Yeah.
So I can't do anything.
Yep.
So that's a truth that I'm holding about myself.
100%.
So I think the first step is awareness, like realizing, and I love that you said unpack. So you have to unpack, if you're not behaving in a way despite knowing better, it is because you are holding a truth about yourself that is stopping you from behaving better. You believe something about yourself, like you believe it so much that despite information, despite, the facts, you're not behaving that way. And he was like, the fact that we think that our brains are like computers, they're not. Computers would take a fact and behave in that way. We're human beings with feelings and truths and experiences and drama and trauma. And, so he's like, emotions.
Yeah, that's the thing is we're complicated, and our truth is, built from our experiences, our environment. And so it's complicated, and we all arrive to the weight loss party or life party with different truths.
Yeah. So maybe the person that smokes, like his truth about himself, the belief that he has about himself, it won't bother him. He won't die young. He won't have lung cancer. He won't, that could be his truth that he really believes. And so that's why it's really important that just this morning, driving back from spin, this guy always runs every morning. And we always like cross paths, basically. I'm almost at the point where we're going to wave. You know what I mean? Because twice a week I see him, he sees me, definitely eye contact. I could be like, yes, you're running, sir.
Of course you are making eye contact and friends with the man running. Never have I ever made eye contact while I'm in a car.
You don't even probably notice. You're just driving.
Absolutely do not notice.
I'm like trying to make
I'm like, I'll walk and my friends drive by me and I'm like, nothing.
Oh, I try to make eye contact with every single person so that I can smile.
So funny. Okay.
Anyway,
Oh, your
so
new friend, the runner.
yeah, exactly. So obviously he's good looking as well. So
Okay, that's an
yeah,
important piece
it's
of the
different.
story.
Yeah, and he also runs in the street. Like he doesn't run on the sidewalk. He runs like I
Okay.
have to like, avoid him. So there's a lot
Okay.
happening.
Okay.
Okay, so anyway, so I'm thinking about, how I work. I worked out this morning. I had to wake up and work out. And I thought, what are the truths that I have about myself that makes me behave that way, or him? Like he probably runs every day. And just all the people, like class was full this morning. So all these people wake up and they move their bodies. And I'm like, honestly, every single person has like access to moving their bodies at 6 a.m. What stops from someone doing that despite knowing they have access to it? They are capable of it. Maybe not everyone's capable of spinning or whatever, but you have access to movement in
Yes.
some way. Okay.
Yeah.
And it's like, it's truly a belief about themselves that it's like, I'm not labeling themselves as a morning person. I like it. And you truly hold on, despite knowing that moving your body in the morning is a thing. It's an option, also highly recommended by blah, blah, blah. Okay. And so it's like, I'm seeing that, like, I know I have access to that, but I don't behave. I do see the gap of just labeling beliefs about themselves, story you tell yourself, basically about yourself. It's literally a truth that you believe about yourself. Facts. Can you move at 6 a.m.? Yes, that is a fact. You have access to that. And if we knew that it was so good for us, a computer would just do it. That would be what to do, but we don't behave that way because we have our personal truths, every single one of us. So I'm like, how do these people wake up every morning and do that? Versus like, I do it twice a week. I know I can do it that way. And then it's like, but I can also do it at lunch. I can also whatever. And why is it that we wake up every morning, Leash, and we don't question movement? We don't like, we
I
don't,
know.
I don't question it. Like every day I need to move my body. Doesn't matter when, doesn't, it's interesting.
It's a part of our identity.
Well, that we know that I'm capable of it, and that I've done it enough, and that I actually like, it is a truth that I value this. Like I want this. My desire to do it is more than to not, when I don't do it, I feel like a couch potato. I feel like I don't feel like myself.
And we're further in that part of our journey in that it's now a habit. And so when you're trying to build a habit, it's a little bit of a different conversation, and you almost have to force yourself to have the experience. Like if you lay on your couch and tell yourself, I won't like it, it's going to be too cold, not fun, but you never go, guys, it's like trying mushrooms.
But the mushrooms that you cook, not mushrooms, the drug.
Mushrooms that you cook in your home. When someone says, I don't like mushrooms, and I'm like, when is the last time you tried a mushroom? And they're like, I was 3 years old. I was like, challenge. You haven't given yourself the opportunity to have that experience, right? So if you keep telling yourself, I'm not a morning person, I won't like it, I'll be so tired all day. I'll give you a good example of something that is a truth that often people tell themselves. If I don't eat like an asshole all weekend, I'll feel deprived all week.
Mm-hmm.
Right? That's your truth. That's your truth, you think. But if you never give yourself the opportunity to experience something different, you're like, oh, I didn't feel deprived. I actually enjoyed that. That was amazing. I felt great.
I think I want to also bring, how we said like perception is everything, like perception is life. Like your perception is your life, like is your truth. Your perception is your truth. So basically he said this, what happens is a fact. Like what happened is a fact, but your truth is what you think happened. And sometimes they're not the same.
No.
So like sometimes like I'll just give my mom as an example. She'd be like, this is what happened. And I'm like, someone else that was in the room, not the same truth.
Exactly. Like literally two people watching the exact same thing unfold. Their version of what happened is different.
So that's how to show you how your truth is so powerful, because it's what you go to bed with. It's all you have. It's your own truth. And sometimes it holds you back because it's not a fact. It is not a fact. And I talked about this the other day in a live, and it was about moderation. I think that would be a great topic at one point on the podcast, but how, I said, stop saying things that are not facts. It's fucking up with your truth. And I said that. And I was like, you know what? Like, because you say things like, I just gained weight looking at the cake. Not a fact, not true. Stop saying that. It
I
is
know.
because you're holding that, like that becomes your truth about you, and it's not a fact. That is not true. And then that stops you from even trying anything, because apparently you just gained weight looking at cake. You know that's not how it works. And so I'm like, oh, I just gain weight like by, if I eat one bad thing. No, you just weigh more because there's a lot of salt. Like, it's not a fact. It's not a fact. So I think if we were to just imagine if we lived in a world where we know what's better, and we would just, our vision and mission of ourselves would be about what's best for us, and our truths would be like, if we could work on what our personal obstacles are and our personal truths. Like when people say like my obstacle is which a truth is an obstacle that you believe. So, my obstacle is exercise, my obstacle is whatever. And it's really holding you back because you're now believing that it's the belief. Oh, it's everything. It's everything.
I don't know if we finished our thought with the man running.
Basically, I was like, what makes him believe about himself? Like, why is he running? Because your why is really important, right? So it's like, why is he running? Why does he say, I'm gonna, I wonder what his personal truth about himself, like, why does he run? Because he like he's busy at night. Like, why is he waking up in the morning? Like,
Like that.
You see what I mean? Like, why is he doing this?
Yeah. I love watching people who have certain behaviors, and I often wonder why. I wonder why they do that. I wonder why. Like, what is their brain telling them to do that behavior?
Yes. And I want you to know, like, your brain convinces you
100%. You guys, if you keep wondering, like, why do I keep sitting on the couch, or why do I keep eating like an apple a night, or why? The answer is actually in your own brain.
Yeah.
And you need to start creating awareness around what are those thoughts, because your brain is convincing you to do the things.
Yeah. Okay, you guys, I want to end this in regards to talking about vision and mission. And like, so we have a mission with your weight loss, but I have a vision. They're like kind of two different things. Like the vision of how we get there. And then the mission is, this is what I want. And I think like our mission is to live a full, happy life, right? The vision is how we're going to get there and what the actual like things. And someone really smart told me this. People always move in the direction of their vision if they have one. And I thought about the fact that, when we don't have like an actual like vision of like why we do what we do. So for example, like when I do spin or when I go for a walk, like I have a vision of myself of doing this forever, like for a very long time. And that's why I do what I do. Right. But if you don't have a vision, if it is not there and you don't like see it every day, that's why right now we're really pushing our members with the reminder. Like you need that reminder. If not, your behaviors aren't going to be towards that. So like we told our members to have a September vision, and then having like, okay, this is your September vision, and then having a list of behaviors that promotes that vision or pushes that vision, so that you can track, like it reminds you. It's not the tracking, it's not the punishment, is reminder. Because how many people are like, oh, I like said I wanted that, but then I don't know, did I forget? So people always move in the direction of their vision if they have one, and so that's why I want to have a vision for your weight loss. I want to have a mission. I want it to be there so I can look at it, because it moves me towards that. That's why I have a list of like the best version of Jose, and I look at it because it moves me towards that vision. But you need to first of all have one, and then you need to remind yourself of it. So there's like two pieces. Step one is like, it's like the vision board, but you put that in your closet, never look at it. I mean, the vision is not going to happen. But if you have a vision board, you see it every day, you behave in that way, you're going to attract it.
And I think you have to be even more purposeful, because I think sometimes we just get numb to certain things. Like, I've said to people, like, put something on your phone or hang an article of clothing in your closet or whatever, but then you become numb to it. So you have to be purposeful. Like you have to literally have time set in your day, every single day, where you're like, I'm thinking about my vision right now.
Yeah. Yeah. intentional. And, you know, intentional is very like l'intention. It's like we say that there's authentic weight loss, but it still needs to be intentional because you have to intentionally be yourself. And it's like, then you have to like, you know, and you have to speak up and you have to like plan for yourself. You have to prioritize yourself like that. That takes intention. In order for you to authentically lose weight, it takes intention in actually being authentic. Like, so like the day can't pass by and you're like, what? Like yesterday, the girls, we brought the girls skating and me and the other skate mom were like, we're going to go for a walk because like we're here 4 days a week sitting on our ass, watching them do their same thing over and over. I'm like, no, like the first day I'm like, je suis déjà tannée. Like I'm already bored. I don't want to be on my phone for an hour. Let's go for a walk. Like we're her and I, why aren't we moving? Why aren't we taking steps, you know? And we already like did our job. We drove you here. We paid your friggin' tuition to do this. We don't need to watch you with our eyes.
No.
So they were upset.
The girls were?
Like we love when you watch us and whatever. I'm like, I am sorry, but do you want to not do skating if I'm not watching you? If the answer is yes, you're out. Like I am not paying this money for me to watch you do skating. This is for you. This is you time. And I have me time. Like I can't be driving you, paying for, like I've done my job. Like I don't
also when you're watching them, are you really watching them?
Absolutely not. So we said we'll be back for the last 10 minutes. And there's any tricks you want to show us or anything that you're like,
Love
oh my
that.
God. Yeah. So they crushed it yesterday. And when we came back, they were like way better than the day before because they haven't skated in like months. So we're like, oh wow. And they're like, watch us. And we did the thing, but we got a 40-minute walk in. I was beautiful outside yesterday. And they're like, I was like, no, and told the other mom because she's not used to like
prioritizing herself.
Yeah, she does not prioritize herself. And I was like, they're not going to con us to not going. No, 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 no. I said, we paid their thing. We drove them here. This is their time. This is also our time. So I was like really proud of her. I was like, how did that feel? She's like, it's fine. I told her last night, I warned her last night, but she was still upset. And I was like, no, like I have no time for me. We're just driving you to your things. Like I'm not an Uber driver and a bank. No. Like I also am someone that needs to do things, you know, and we work all day. Like we're not like moms that aren't working. We're working all day and then we drive you. So like, it's like 5 p.m. Like let us go for a walk. Anyways.
Listen, I support you. I actually have lived with an Uber driver. That's how I do the situation. My Uber driver takes the people. And sometimes I wonder, like when I go, there are other moms, they're there every single time. And I think I want me. And then I'm like, care. Like no. I'm using this time. This makes sense for me to use this time to do something else.
1,000,000%. Yes. Yeah. Oh yeah. No one else went for a walk in the arena. All the moms are there and they can definitely do their thing, but it's just like that for me. I don't know what their life is like. Maybe they went today. Who cares? Yeah. I did not want to sit there. Yeah. And before it was twice a week. Okay, cool. I'll sit twice a week, 4 times a week. You want me to sit?
Absolutely
not. In the cold? Cold? No. So they have a track as well. So in the winter we can walk. And I said, there's 4 times a week, twice for sure. We're going for a walk. The other 2, we'll see what the weather is like because we don't have access to the track. And you know how I am about weather and their wind.
Yeah. You're not like me when it comes to walking.
Yeah, no, I am not. No, but I will move my body in another form, but yeah, for sure. Anyways, I guess all that to say, speak up, like say what you like.
There was a lot to be said in this podcast. I think the moral of the story is we need 75 more.
Yeah, I agree. Okay. So here's I guess what's important. Okay. Guys, our show is October 7th. So that's like 3 weeks. It's at the Capitol Theater in Moncton. If you are in New Brunswick, Nova Scotia, PEI, whatever, close, come to the show. We actually have an after party this year. Oh my God, you know what I thought about? I was like, should I be going for a pap test? These are the things that I'm thinking of while I'm driving home from spin. Is it time for a pap test? And then I'm like, I remember last year on stage, you were like, oh guys, like it feels good. It's September. And I was like, yeah, I have a pap test appointment and I cannot wait for it to be over for me to truly enjoy life. Remember? And so I'm like, it's only been a year. Do you go every year? No.
I don't know.
I think it's like every 3-5 years.
No, I think it's more often.
We'll Google it.
Honestly, this is what happens to me. I have those same thoughts. I'm like, Right. Wait a minute. Was I supposed to like do that thing?
Yeah, no, exactly. So it's only been a year. I know it's not every year. But anyways, I will always remember that at Choose You is the year I had my pap
I
test.
love that. I love that.
So it's only been a year. But anyways, so our show, it's gonna be a good time. We're doing half amazing, inspirational, let's get loud shit. And then the other half is interaction, game, laughing, dancing, singing. It's just going to be a good time. So it's going to be
Party.
fun. And then party, Putin, after party after at St. James Gate, which is like a 5-minute walk. Okay, the next thing is our tour this week. If you are from Tracadie, Bathurst, or Grand Falls, please come see us. Okay, so find the event group on Facebook and tell us if you're coming. What else is happening? Oh, so our tickets, so our show is also virtual, you guys. So if you're not from the area or you cannot make it that night, or maybe you just want to rewatch the show that you went to, we also sell virtual tickets and you can watch us live that night, like be a part of the event or watch the recording.
I mean, if I were you, I would have some girlfriends over and watch it. It'd be so fun.
Yeah, it would be a good time. So it's a Saturday night long weekend. Just put your kids away somewhere and invite your friends over and have a good time and drink and dance.
Yes.
DJ, all of the fun things, just creating fun for the world.
French fries.
Putin. Okay, everyone. Hopefully this was just, I don't know, maybe the pep talk you needed to look into your vision and see if you even have one, to look into your beliefs and your truths about yourself. I think that's where the difference between I know what to do, I know better, but I'm not behaving on it. If you really want to make that change and you really want the desire of the other outcome, then that's where it starts.
Just when you guys thought she couldn't get deeper with her reflections, you guys, she just keeps digging deeper. Just, it's so deep right now.
Ça c'est creux. Okay, have a great day, everyone. Bye.
Bye.